Gappy's a GameStop bag holder. You guys know that I made money off GameStop, right? Do I have to tell you guys the GameStop story? Are there Gappsters that don't know the GameStop lore? Holy crap. My second semester of college, it was during COVID. And for some, I know why, but it was dumb. Because I dropped out of a class one day too early, I lost my financial aid, which was about $5,000. And they're like, you need to pay this by the end of the week or you are being kicked out of the school. So I was about to like get kicked out of college for no reason, basically, over a one day technicality, which is so stupid. So I had 1 week to make as much money as possible. It's Sunday. I'm looking through Reddit because I'm about to become an Uber driver. I'm just going to grind it out for a week, make 5K, and then leave. This is during COVID when they paid a shit ton of money to be an Uber driver. And I went through r/all and I randomly see this post from a subreddit I've never seen before. And it's a really, really long post, but it mentions something about Robinhood and about how there's a stock called GameStop and it's guaranteed to make you a ton of money. So on Monday morning, you should install Robinhood app on your phone and buy as much GameStop stock as possible from the subreddit called wallstreetbets. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try this. I'll dump my last $1,000 into this, and worst case scenario, I'll just have to make 6K instead of 5K, right? So Monday morning wakes up. I wake up early in the morning for this. I wake up and I put my last $1,000 in my entire account into GameStop. I buy in at $80. And it goes down to 60. And I felt like such an idiot that I was like, okay, why did I trust a random Reddit post? I am selling all my GameStop stock. So I lost $20 per share. But then I saw it go up to $100. And I was like, wait, hold on a second. It's actually happening. Let me get back in. So I bought back in at $100. And I think the peak of it was at $450 was the peak of it. And I sold at $450. I peaked, sold at the peak just like I peaked in this game.
Believers
Pay out
win.
the believers mods. There was no channel point bet. We didn't make a channel point bet. Okay. I made all my money back. It was insane. And so many people were mad at me. They're like, oh my God, Diamond Hands. Why aren't you doing this, Diamond Hands? Why are you selling? And I was like, bro, I paid off my student loans. What about you? Or not student loans, my tuition. The thing that made me sell was when Robinhood said, like, we're no longer taking orders. That's when I was like, okay, it's cooked. It's over. We're done. It's over. Time out, you know? That's when I knew it was dunzo. Thankfully, a kind Samaritan on, like, my college's Discord was helping me out, too, because apparently he had bought GameStop as well. But apparently that guy was, like, a millionaire. Like, the reason he was majoring in finance and he already owned, like, $1 million portfolio. And meanwhile, here's me with like the $1,000 in like my bank account being like, excuse me, Mr. Millionaire, would you sell right now like your GameStop stock just because Robinhood timed out? He was helpful though. Shout out to that guy. I don't even remember what his name was, but he was a cool dude. Market manipulation, Robinhood stealing from the poor. Okay, so my understanding, Robinhood did not market manipulate at all. They legally had to stop taking it because they were over leveraged. It was not Robinhood's fault. That being said, I don't really have sympathy for the mega corporation because they're not sponsoring my stream. So, like, I don't know, fuck Robinhood. Like, they straight up, like, legally could not afford to take it. Which was funny because after Robinhood stopped taking it, everyone was like, okay, everybody switch to Webull. Everybody switch to Webull. And then Webull stopped letting you take it. So then, I remember this vividly. People were like, everybody switched to Cash App. And people started buying stocks on Cash App. What the fuck? You're like, okay, Robinhood is one thing. Okay, Robinhood's like a professional finance app. If you're taking financial advice to go onto Cash App, I feel like you kind of deserve to lose your bag. What the fuck? Yeah, guys, I'm a professional investor, okay, on these meme stocks. I have a huge Cash App portfolio. What the fuck? We learned how to liquidate those companies were real fast. Yeah, they still let you sell because they needed to get more liquidity, which means they needed people to exit their positions. Afterwards, I was so like on a high after this amazing stock trade that I got into options trading over the summer, that summer, and I went from $500 to $5 grand. It sucked because I had to wake up early and every second was so scary because I played so many risky options. But my strategy was pretty sound. I don't think it works anymore. But literally my strat was I would go to r/wallstreetbets and click the rising tab, and I would just buy stocks or buy options for the rising threads and then just sell them once they're on the front page. And it worked surprisingly well. And then the other thing I did is I only traded options for companies I was familiar with. So I traded like EA, Take-Two. It was basically just tech companies. Tech companies and gaming companies were the only things I touched. That being said, I would never actively do it again. Just put your money into a fucking high-yield savings account, S&P 500 or whatever. I paid for morning calls from the stock guy, like the Twitch streamer. And I remember his whole thing was he would tell people, guys, it's not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys the news. But I was like, okay, let me try it, see how it goes. And then the first call, they're like, hey guys, reminder, this is not taking this financial advice. That being said, we read this news yesterday and this guy made a huge trade on it, so congratulations to him. Great job following us. And then we also read this news and this other guy made a bunch of money following this news. Good job. Like, it was very clearly financial advice. It did make me money, but still. Max out your 401k if they match chat. Oh yeah, you know, me as a Twitch streamer, yeah. As a self-employed person, yeah, let me go get my 401k maxed out. So I want to remind everyone, Gappy could have had 500k in his savings now if he got into tech sales, but he decided to become a Twitch streamer, SMH. Well, yeah, it's because I care about happiness. Money can't buy you happiness. It can buy you dental insurance, though, which is cool. Or more like video games. Bullshit wrong. A very rich person I once knew said a really wise phrase. Don't chase money, chase experiences. The only reason people say, oh, that's bullshit is because money can buy you really nice experiences. But, you can have nice experiences without spending a ton of money. Like Appleton's visiting Vietnam. That's a really cool thing to do. I'm sure she does not like spending $1 million to do it though. You should chase the experiences that make life enjoyable. So do drugs. No, drugs are kind of scary. Also, I took the DARE program in elementary school and I signed a slip with the police officer saying I would never do drugs. And I don't want to break that contract. You know, I'm not a liar, right? Who was it? Was it Jeff Bezos? No, I'm not even joking. I'm pretty sure it's some guy. Was it Dan Saltman? I think nowadays the guy just talks about Hassan all day. I'm not even joking. But like, it's still good advice, okay? It's still good advice, okay? It's some millionaire guy who's retired. And now I think he just trash talks Hassan all day. I'm not even joking. Chase experiences, which means don't play fucking Rust, okay? Rust will ruin your fucking life.